A win is a win is a win, and the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark go up against the Las Vegas Aces and last year's MVP, A'ja Wilson, and walk away with a W, 80-70. Sophie Cunningham has been hot to trot. Sophie Cunningham has been on fire.
What happens when the Indiana Fever lose their biggest star, yet still dominate the defending champs? Caitlin Clark was sidelined with an injury, visibly frustrated on the bench, and still joying at the refs. But while she watched, her teammates made a massive statement. Kelsey Mitchell stepped up, dropping 21 clutch points when it mattered most. And Sophie Cunningham? She just caught fire, literally. Her performance lit up the court and officially made her the hottest player in the league right now. This wasn't just a win over A.J. Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces. It was a message to the entire WNBA. The Fever are more than one superstar. So how did Indiana pull off this stunning victory without Clark? And what exactly did Sophie do that made her red hot? Comment Sophie if you're fired up.
Back in the W chat.
Oh, that was a gut check win right there. Oh, nothing to chat.
Yes, it's Tasha Howard.
Right.
That was a fun one. My gosh, and these jerseys are sweaty.
Picture this. Your team's just taken back-to-back losses to Liberty. Your superstar sitting on the bench in street clothes with a groin injury. That was a reality for the Indiana Fever as they returned to Gainbridge Fieldhouse on July 24th. The air was heavy with doubt, and one question echoed louder than the rest. Who are the Fever without Caitlin Clark?
There's no timeline for Caitlin, but what has she been able to do this last week? Is it mostly just rehab recovery, or has she been able to do any kinds of practice?
Yeah, no, I mean, we haven't really practiced since the couple days before All-Star break. So mostly rehab, shooting, and she's been with our athletic training team, and we've been preparing everybody else.
The Fever's 12-12 record only told half the story. Critics weren't just doubting their playoff hopes anymore. They were burying them. Social media turned ruthless. Sports talk shows called the pretenders, exposed the second their superstar went down. The narrative was harsh and simple. No Caitlin Clark, no chance. And the pressure? It was mounting fast. With playoff seeding on the line, every game suddenly felt like a must-win. Standing in their way? A.J. Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces, the reigning back-to-back champions. Their own 12-11 record didn't tell the full story either. The Aces walked into Indianapolis like a team that smelled blood in the water. Seasoned, dangerous, ready to pounce.
Caitlin presents a challenge in itself for any opponent, but when she doesn't play, how is your team different?
I think our ball moves differently. What we run is different. She has such gravity, and her ability, not just to be at the top of the scouting report, but her ability to make everybody better with the ball in her hands. So some of the things that we run are different when she's on the floor than when she's not. We run some more off-ball stuff, a lot less on-ball action.
No one felt the weight of the moment more than Coach Stephanie White. She knew this game wasn't just about wins or losses. It was about identity. Were the Fever true contenders who could hang with the league's elite? Or just a team that crumbled without their star? With doubt creeping in and the noise growing louder, White faced a defining challenge. Find the word to ignite belief. Because if the players didn't believe in themselves now, nothing else would matter.
It's definitely a relief to know that there's nothing else going on and no more damage. Now it's just being patient with the process. You can't have 5-minute lapses against great teams. They make you pay, and they bury you in those moments. I think we've seen, throughout the course of the season, where we've been really good for long stretches, and where we've weathered the ups and downs of a game, and we've got to be able to do that from a neutral mindset. We can't get into the playing conservative.
The Aces came in confident, maybe even cocky. You could see it in their body language during warm-ups. A.J. Wilson and her Olympic-caliber teammates had likely circled this game the moment Caitlin Clark went down. This was their shot to confirm what skeptics had been whispering all season, that the Fever were just a one-woman show, barely disguised as a team. Wilson, who'd quietly battled jealousy and media comparisons over the last 2 seasons, finally had the stage to remind everyone who the real MVP was. This wasn't just a game. It was the Aces statement moment. A chance to silence the hype and remind the league that banners, not headlines, define greatness. But here's where the script flipped, because sometimes the best thing that can happen to a team is getting counted out. The Fever took every doubt, every insult, every dismissal.
Okay, we answered runs today, y'all. We had one another's back today, y'all. In the moments where it seemed like they could have made a little bit of a comeback, we stopped that. Yeah, we sure did. Now we have to be able to continue to stack that, maintain that consistency right there. I'm so proud of you guys. So proud of you guys. That was a hard-fought win. You earned it. We got on 3, 1, 2, 3 together.
When a team needs a hero, it's not always the loudest voice that answers a call. For the Fever, that moment belonged to Kelsey Mitchell. She'd been under fire all season for her up-and-down performances. The narrative was harsh but not unfounded. Mitchell could drop 20 points one night, then disappear in the next, shooting 3 for 15 when the team needed her most. Early on against the Aces, all the doubts about Kelsey Mitchell seemed painfully accurate. She missed her first few shots and couldn't find a rhythm. You could see the frustration etched across her face with every misfire. The crowd at Gamebridge Fieldhouse grew uneasy. The offense looked lost without Caitlin Clark's playmaking, and Mitchell felt the weight of it all. Through 3 quarters, she was just 4 for 19 from the field, the kind of stat line that usually get a player benched in a must-win game. But Coach
Handoff Cunningham. Cunningham too strong. Mitchell able to save the day. And it's Mitchell going right to the rim. Beats the shot clock and lays it in. Mitchell to the rescue.
Sessions very disruptive, causing all kinds of havoc, late shot clock situations. And then Kelsey.
During a crucial timeout, Coach Stephanie White pulled Kelsey Mitchell aside and delivered the message that would change everything. Let it fly. It's going to go. Simple words, but exactly what Mitchell needed in that moment. They cut through the noise, the doubt, the frustration. White also gave her a tactical reminder. Stay balanced on drive.
Thought about the 3. Cunningham feed inside. Boston spinning, turning, ducking, finding Mitchell, who splashes home a 3.
Then something just clicked in the second half. Mitchell started hitting shots from all over the court. Her speed became a major problem for the Aces' defense. She was driving hard to the basket and finishing through contact. She was pulling up for mid-range jumpers that found nothing but net.
Really fun. Couple of former teammates. Played 2 years together.
Clear out. Take it.
Mitchell sizing up Lloyd. She will launch and bury a 3.
Get out of the way. Mitchell pulling the trigger from deep. Fever up 9.
The fourth quarter turned into Kelsey Mitchell's personal showcase with a game on the line. When everything mattered most, she delivered, dropping 9 clutch points in the final 12 minutes and hitting 4 of her last 5 shots. But she wasn't just scoring, she was creating. Mitchell dished out 4 assists, tying for the team high, as she balanced playmaking with pure takeover mode. She stepped up not just as a scorer, but as a leader, exactly when the Fever needed her most.
Got 2 really good offensive coaches over there on the sideline.
Mitchell finds a cutting Boston, who lays it in. From Mitchell here on this one.
So you don't want anybody to cut across the front of your face, but it's just a really good delivery.
Kelsey Mitchell finished with 21 points, and in doing so, silenced every critic who doubted her ability to lead in clutch moments. She backed up the mental toughness she spoke about after the loss of Liberty, not with words, but with action. Her performance wasn't just about filling the void left by Caitlin Clark.it was a statement. The Fever have more than one closer. This was Mitchell stepping into the role of leader, the one this team has always needed her to be.
Offense was not the issue for Indiana on Tuesday. They put up 84 points despite the absence of Caitlin Clark. Cunningham hit 5 threes, and it's her first tonight. Stay with Indiana.
So Sophie Cunningham doing a really good job of reading the stagger. You have options off that, and she's reading the...
While all eyes were on who would fill Clark's scoring shoes, Sophie Cunningham quietly emerged as the league's most dangerous shooter. Coming into the game against the Aces, Cunningham was riding a scorching hot streak, hitting double figures in 6 straight contests. The stats spoke for themselves. She was averaging 13.7 points, 4.7 rebounds, and knocking down 3 3-pointers per game. Her rise was impossible to ignore.
Sophie Cunningham to start again tonight, or what's your...
Yes.
What is it about her, I guess, at the start of a game that you like having her in the lineup?
Another ball handler, another player who can create shots for her teammates, as well as stretch the floor. A really good defensive rebounder as well. We had at times really struggled from a defensive rebounding standpoint, so like that as well. And her energy.
The question wasn't whether Cunningham could shoot. Everyone knew she could. The real challenge? Maintaining that scorching pace against elite competition like A.J. Wilson's championship-caliber aces. The pressure was different now. Opponents were scheming specifically to stop her. Yet Cunningham kept firing, shooting an unreal 58.1% from beyond the arc over her last 6 games. That made her the hottest three-point shooter in the entire WNBA in July, and these weren't just easy catch-and-shoot attempts. She was draining clutch triples when it mattered most.
You had Melissa Smith on you. I would just clear it out if you're Mitchell. Just tell everybody, go to the other side of the floor.
Cunningham straight away delivers with a 3.
Or that.
Against the Aces, Cunningham rose when the pressure was highest. She drained 3 of 4 shots from beyond the arc, turning her 15 points into more than just stats. They were perfectly timed daggers. Every time Las Vegas tried to rally, Cunningham sank another 3, shutting down their momentum and crushing any hopes of a comeback.
Vegas has done a nice job coming on the road, keeping Indiana Fever in check offensively, and Sophie Cunningham, you cannot lose.
What makes Sophie Cunningham special goes far beyond her shooting touch. She brings rebounding, defense, and leadership, all the intangibles that don't always make the highlight reel. Coach Stephanie White inserted her into the starting lineup to capitalize on exactly that: Cunningham's energy, versatility, and relentless effort. White praised her ability to stretch the floor, crash the boards, and facilitate the offense, calling her another ball handler and shot creator on the floor. Now, basketball analysts are seriously naming her the front-runner for 6th Player of the Year, and honestly, who's even close, one analyst called her an absolute assassin for her clutch shooting. With her consistent scoring, two-way impact, and spark off the bench, Cunningham has gone from over Ari McDonald caught the ball at the top of the arc, with A.J. Wilson's squad scrambling to make one final push to save their playoff hopes. The pressure was massive. Miss this shot, and the 2-time champs would have a window to steal the game. Make it, and the door slammed shut for good. McDonald didn't flinch. With total confidence, she rose up a fearless step-back 3, take her like someone who knew she belonged in that moment. The shot hung in the air for a heartbeat, then dropped clean through the net. Nothing but confidence. Nothing but clutch. It extended the Fever's lead and shattered the Aces' momentum once and for all. The game and the statement was sealed.
Vegas got to lock in right here. 1-on-1.
Donald pulls up and hits a 3. But Lloyd got open on the other end.
The crowd at Gamebridge Fieldhouse erupted. They knew they had just witnessed something special. Ari McDonald's clutch 3 wasn't just a highlight. It was a dagger. Her only shot of the 4th quarter, and she made it count in the biggest moment of the game. She finished a perfect 3-for-3 from beyond the arc, ending the night with 9 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals in just 22 minutes of action. Efficiency, poise, ice-cold execution. But before McDonald's exclamation point, Natasha Howard laid the foundation with a dominant performance of her own: 18 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 steals. She was everywhere, controlling both ends of the floor from the opening tip. After the game, Howard summed it up simply: our defense gets our offense going. When defense is going, our offense is going. And she proved it. Her relentless energy set the tone. McDonald's dagger sealed the deal. This wasn't just a win, it was a defining moment.
Well, first of all, I started off with our defense. Our defense to get our offense going, and that's how we maintain games like that. We don't rely on our offense a lot. We rely on our defense to get our when our defense is going, our offense is going. So we limited the Vegas to 1 shot, and that's how we got open shots for the shooters inside the paint and everything.
Even Caitlin Clark couldn't stay seated. Despite being in street clothes with a groin injury, she was fully locked in, cheering, shouting, and jumping off the bench as Ari McDonald buried the clutch 3. Her fire never left. But on this night, her teammates carried the torch. McDonald's dagger didn't just seal the win. It secured the season series tiebreaker against Las Vegas, a crucial edge in what's shaping up to be a tight playoff race. The Fever now lead the Aces 2-1 in the season series and sit at 13-12, holding the 6th spot in the WNBA standings. But this was more than a regular season win. This was a declaration. The Indiana Fever aren't just Clark and company. They're a deep, resilient, dangerous team built to contend in 2025 and beyond. With Kelsey Mitchell's leadership, Sophie Cunningham's red-hot shooting, and a defense that fuels everything they do, the Fever are proving they don't just survive adversity. They grow stronger from it, and when Clark returns, she's rejoining a team that just proved they can beat anyone, anywhere, anytime. The future in Indiana isn't just bright. It's blazing. Comment red hot, Sophie, if you're fired up, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Click the video on your screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.